Howdy, howdy, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 13 of the Love, Death, and Movies podcast. I am one of your hosts, Byron, aka the Notorious, aka the Letterboxd List God. I am joined, as always, by Ash and Harry. Reasonably stacked episode today. We've got reviews for Anyone But You, the new rom-com starring Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell. We have a review for Michael Mann's latest film, Ferrari, which I'm very, very excited for. I haven't yet had the chance to watch it. We're also going to be talking about Michael Mann's Heat, and we'll be ending things off with a draft of the best Robert De Niro and Al Pacino movies, which I'm very excited to take part in, because I'm a win. But as always, we'll start off with just how we've been, what have we been watching. I wonder who's going first. Ash.
Yeah, thank you. Actually, I forgot to pull up my diary, so thank you. Appreciate
it. I'm very prepared with my diary, ready to go. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm a little bit this week, not feeling the greatest and not sleeping the greatest, but such is life. New year, not new me. Just still on the struggle bus. But I'm here, so that's all we can ask for sometimes. What I've been watching, I did a lot of rewatches at the beginning of the year, and then I got into some new stuff the last couple of days. So let's see, last time we talked, I think was the 29th. So let's see, on the 30th of December, I rewatched Past Lives. Still amazing. Still my number one of 2023. Just had to be sure.
Nice.
Cried again. And then I rewatched School of Rock because I had to lift the spirits back up. After that, that movie, I've been noticing a lot of people are logging it. I don't know if there's I know it's not the anniversary of it, so I don't really know what's in the water, but I've seen 4 people on Letterboxd that I'm friends with log it.
It's because Jack Black's huge at the moment. He's got all it's all the stories of him coming out being in Minecraft.
Yeah.
Kung Fu Panda's coming out. Like Jack Black is
that's true.
it at the moment. But I think that at all times of the year, people should be rewatching School of Rock.
He is the moment. Yes. He is an icon.
I have the same rotation of people that watch it. It's you two and then Alex.
Yeah.
But I had people I've never seen log it recently on Letterboxd, log it. I don't know, it was just weird. But anyways, I gave it 5 stars per usual. I rewatched Wet Hot American Summer. I was just in the mood for something.
It's a good movie, man.
Summary. This movie might be the most genius comedy ever written, but people don't always get it. So I always tell people go into it expecting it to be over the top, parody style. It's making fun of all of these summer camp-esque movies. It's basically a giant SNL skit for an hour and a half. So if you have that in the back of your mind, it might help.
Nice.
I rewatched The Disaster Artist, which I think is a fun one. I've never seen The Room, but I really want to at some point to be able to see the original. But I really like that movie. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but I think it's good.
The Room?
I haven't seen The Room. The Disaster Artist.
Oh, The Disaster Artist is great. Yeah. I don't think that's a hot take. That should have been nominated, to be honest.
Yeah. It has a 3.6 on Letterboxd. I feel like that's fine. And I give it 4 stars.
Disaster.
Yeah.
And then I watched The Blues Brothers for the first time, Harry.
Yes. I didn't know this.
Yeah, we haven't talked about it, but totally different than I was expecting. I don't know
Didn't know
why.
it was a musical,
I thought it was
did you?
just no, I did, but I didn't know how slapstick comedy, just over the top. I mean, how many car chase scenes
Not enough.
are in that movie?
Not enough.
One could argue that there's too many.
You want to get out of the parking lot? Okay. And it just turns into the mall.
Oh my God. These guys, nothing can happen to them. I mean,
no,
they're
on a mission from God.
Yeah, they're on a mission from God. They can't die. But yeah, the movie was hilarious. I was not expecting it. Yeah, really enjoyed it. And then I rewatched Blockers. Thought it was better than it was. I don't know why I thought that. Not great. I gave it 2.5 stars.
That's the John Cena movie, right?
Yeah, Leslie Mann, John Cena, and Ike. Can't remember his last name. He's in a couple other comedies, but yeah, it's just I'm not the right generation for it. It's just the bottom line. And then I watched The Last Black Man in San Francisco, A24 movie.
Oh,
you guys seen that one?
Yes.
I
love it. I love that movie.
I saw you log it.
Yeah, it kind of took me by surprise. It's really a beautiful movie. Yeah, it's really just too bad that Jonathan Majors' career has gone where it's gone now because he really is an amazing actor. But yeah, the movie was
Yes.
great, 4.5 stars. And then I watched Heat for the first time, and we're going to talk about it. So I will reserve my thoughts there.
Imagine if she
What a
hates
fucking
Heat.
W.
Imagine if she's just like,
What?
oh,
2.5.
imagine if she's like, oh, Heat sucks. Like by the end of this, like she's
Worst
just,
movie ever made.
yeah.
Just shit.
Oh wow, nice.
That's my week.
Nice. Well, my week. Thanks, Byron.
No, me. My turn. It's my turn.
How was your week,
No,
Byron?
go, Harry. No. You go.
My week was good. We started off with New Year's. We all welcomed into the New Year. So happy 2024, guys.
Oh yeah.
I have been six days since drinking because of how much New Year's was that I'm just like I'm just gonna take a fucking break. See how far this goes. I always try and do dry January, which always always kind of fails within a week. But we'll see how far we go.
Or a day.
Or
It's a matter of trying, Harry.
It's a matter of
at
trying.
least
It's
you're
all
trying.
yeah, exactly. But saw a couple of movies. I'm up to like 7 or so movies, maybe 8 that I've seen this year. I'm not sure yet. Saw Next Goal Wins, the Taika Waititi film. Nah, yikes. I'm a massive fan of Taika Waititi. I think Thor: Love and Thunder is overhated. It's not good, but it's overhated. But his original stuff, like when it comes to like Jojo Rabbit, The Hunt for the Wilder People, is amazing. So I was actually like really looking forward to Next Goal Wins, and this is his worst film. It's just so bare bones. He throws all the cheap laughs at it. Like I'm not exaggerating, 5% of the jokes worked for me. The rest I'm just like, it's just the same joke again and again and again. And this is a true story, and this might be controversial to say, but it's fucked up what he's kind of done to this guy. Because I've researched about this guy online. In the movie, he's made him like super transphobic, and in real life, there's no accusations about that at all. And I just think that's so weird to do, because there's a trans person on the team for sure, so that's why he's kind of probably linked it up and kind of like made that like that arc of acceptance of trans people in the community, which for sure I get that, but to make it that this guy is the center point of it and to him be like the catalyst of it, I think is really unfair on this guy's story. And that's kind of like throughout the movie I was just like, if this isn't true, this is really fucking rough. And it wasn't true, so I found that weird, but the movie itself just didn't work fully. I gave it 2.5. It's Michael Fassbender's fine, he's fine. Rhys Darby's fucking great whenever he appears on any Taika Waititi film, but he was fine. Watched Heat, of course. We'll find out about what I think. Watched The Faculty, this late 90s sci-fi film made by Robert Rodriguez. Wholeheartedly recommend this because it's like late 90s sci-fi horror. Great. It's all about this school where it's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but the aliens all just infect all the teachers, the faculty. And it's fucking great. The cast is kind of disgusting. It has like Elijah Wood, Josh Hartnett, the Jordana Brewster, Robert Patrick, Selma Hayek. Like the actual cast is fucking nuts.
So Robert Rodriguez film?
Yeah, that threw me off as well. But I remember watching it as a kid, and it's always like in my mind as one of those movies that like haunts me as a kid because there's like a couple of scenes that are fucked up. It's because I watched them when I was like 8. But yeah, it's like I gave it 3 stars, but it's like it's just late 90s nostalgic fun.
Clea Duvall was in it? I haven't seen her name in a long time.
Yeah, she is. She's great. I watched another movie that we'll be reviewing in the coming weeks. I watched Ferrari. I watched The Retirement Plan, which is this 2023 Nicolas Cage film, which is one of the worst films I've ever seen, unfortunately.
Did you see my comment?
Yeah, I did. If the audio wasn't shit, I'd be pulling up voice notes that me and my friend, we were watching at the same time. We were just sending us voice notes of being like, what about where that little girl like threw at full pace like a fucking baseball this gun, and Nicolas Cage comes out of nowhere, dives into the water, catches it with one hand, then 2 feet under the water is headshotting people above the water. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Movie's terrible. 5 stars. And then I watched Good Grief, which I watched that last night, which we'll be doing a full review next episode after Ash has watched it. And if you've watched it as well, Byron, I'm like, don't know if you're going to or not. Maybe. I finished it with 3.5. I've lowered it to 2.5. Just the like waking up clarity. We can talk it later. It's just a standard tearjerker. I love Dan Levy. Every time he's on screen, he does steals the screen. But my problems are very much with the script. But yeah, we can talk about that next episode. But that's kind of been my week. How about yours, Byron?
Byron.
Irone.
I prefer any of that. It's just my name. I've always been annoyed with it, even when I was a kid.
Yeah, well,
or younger kid.
Same, man. I've been annoyed by your name as well. So
yeah, like
Since you
people
were a kid,
say
right?
like they fucking say it like 2 words. They say Byron. It's just like
Byron. Did you get called Brian a lot?
yeah.
Like, people
oh
do the-
yeah, oh my god, my old manager, at my last job, she fucking spelt my name like most. I gotta watch my words. Stupid. There we go. I think it's a nice way of putting it. And then I was just like, "Do you know what my name is?" She's just like, "Ryan." I'm like, "What? The fuck? I don't have a difficult. I don't have a difficult name, guys." Like,
How long were you working there for?
I worked there for 3 years. She
So in
came
3
in
years'
about
time.
halfway through. About
Okay.
halfway through. So about a year and a half, she was just.
I could
was just
imagine
like,
after 3 years, you say
It's like I have a name. I have a name tag like right here. Just fucking read it. But yeah, Byron pisses me the fuck off.
Noted.
Just call me Notorious. Just
I'm never gonna do that.
I'm gonna legally change my name to that. And did you guys see my dog? Name?
Yeah,
I
Notorious
think it's the best
DOG.
name of it. Notorious DOG. That's the fucking dopest shit. But anyway, week's been normal, I guess. Watches over the last week or so. I can't remember if I mentioned it last week, but I watched another Ridley Scott, Black Rain, starring Michael Douglas.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was good. I gave it a 3 stars. There are moments in it that I think it's great, but at the end, it's your typical action crime thriller. But it's still good. I watched Anyone But You, which I'll review later. I watched Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which, as stupid as that sounds, pretty goddamn enjoyable. Although Donatello, I don't know what they did with his animation. He looks fucked. He doesn't look right. And then kicking off January, I watched Avengers: Infinity War. Because I don't know, unfortunately, it did drop from a 5 out of 5 to a 4.5. I watched Ben Affleck's The Town. I was wanting to watch a heist movie. I ended up watching 2. But The Town was very good. I gave it a 4 stars. I watched my favorite Zack Snyder, which is his 2009 Watchmen, which if you haven't seen, I highly recommend it. I know Zack Snyder's Justice League is polarizing. That is what I believe is his best movie. But this, I think, is more mutual. Like, this is more the consensus of what his best work is.
I think it's more approachable from like a wider audience.
It's so fucking good, man.
Yeah.
I rewatched one of my favorite horrors, Ready or Not. It's another 4.5. I could watch it 10 times in a row. I watched Hate, which we'll talk about later. I kicked off 2024 with Society of the Snow, which we will review in next week's episode. Thought it was very good.
Nice. I'm keen to watch
on great. And then last night, because I saw Jay fucking log it, and then I was just like, damn. I looked at the time and it was like 10:30, and I was just like, fuck. I'm gonna watch it. And then I watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest again. Which is now the 6th highest rated movie of all time for me.
Shout out to Jay.
Just falling behind Apocalypse Now. And then it goes I don't know. I forgot. But yeah, a pretty good week. A lot of 4.5s, a lot of 4s. So yeah, pretty good week overall. But we will jump into our first review of the day, which is Anyone But You. I believe I am the only one to have seen it.
Yeah. All
Us,
you. Which is nuts
us,
to think about, by the way. Like, we stand back and we're like, who's reviewing Anyone But You with Glenn Powell and Sydney Sweeney? Me and Ash, like, haven't seen it yet. Haven't seen it. Byron Big Dog.
yeah,
Byron comes up. He's like,
I
I
I
don't
got
know.
thought
this
you'd be
one.
the
Fuck off,
last
cunt.
one to watch it.
I got this one. Nice. Go ahead. What do you think about Anyone But You, Byron?
Yeah. Did you hear what I said before?
No.
Like about like okay, sweet. um, um, this was surprising. Um, if I ranked or like the biggest surprises of well, last year now, anyone but you's pretty high up there. I fully expected this movie to flop like badly. Um, I'm talking like 1.5 to 2 star ratings of, like across the board from me and my mutuals. This was just a really solid rom com. Um, I think what helps. I mean, the location of this movie doesn't exactly like help at all, but the cast is my standout. I watch rom coms and there's at least like 10 characters in the movie that I'm like fuck that, fuck you.
Yeah.
This one I really had no problems with anyone, even even like there's an Australian surfer. It's not really like a major part, but like I thought for sure he was going to piss me off, but
Why? Just because he's
I like
Australian?
everyone in this one. No, it was just too Australian. Um,
Right. Right.
but yeah, the cast chemistry, I wouldn't say carried this movie, but it definitely improved it a lot. I do want to praise the marketing for this movie because as simple as it was, it worked because all they fucking needed was Sydney Sweeney and Glenn Powell to just go do random interviews because people are just going to watch them because it's them. They knew what they were doing too with those trailers and the posters. Although the posters are kind of shit, but you know, it's just a really like it's a very good rom com, bordering on great that really has no negatives. But I think it's genuinely funny. I think the chemistry is fantastic. I think the story is like it's a rom com. The story's not usually that great, but still pretty damn good. But all around a solid rom com and definitely one of my biggest surprises of last year.
Nice.
Is it weird that I'm the only female here and I'm like a huge rom-com fan? I honestly did not care to see this movie.
I
The
didn't either.
trailer
I
was
just had nothing
really
else to watch.
not good. I know, but like for me being like someone who likes
Yeah.
rom-coms, I don't know. I think I'm just nervous about the modern day rom-com. So I'll check it out at some point, but
Yeah, there's definitely parts of it that's just like, but for the majority, it's pretty fucking good. I mean, I'm shocked. I gave it a 3.5. Like,
I do love Glenn Powell.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen Euphoria, so I
have.
don't know much about Sydney
Neither.
Sweeney. But they like sat next to me at the Swans game when they're in Sydney filming this. They went to an AFL game for my team's the Swans. And they were sitting like a couple seats away from us, both of them. And I didn't even recognize Sydney Sweeney. Me and my mate were like, "That's Top Gun Maverick guy," like which is Glenn Powell. And then he was sitting
Maverick guy.
but he was sitting next to Dermot. What's his name? Dermot Mulroney.
Oh yeah.
Who's from Scream
not gonna
6?
try.
Who's the killer in Scream 6? I'm like, that's the Scream 6 guy. Like, I remember that vividly. So yeah, they were
It's got a really good cast.
I didn't know that Alexandra Shipp was in this, and I'm a big fan of hers. So
Yeah, she's very important to the
interesting.
I'm
whole
also
movie.
a little bit cringing at the fact that their characters' names are Bay and Ben.
Really?
Come on. I just looked up the movie and
Oh.
they both have like a 3-letter short little B name.
Oh my god.
Whatever.
To be fair, Glenn Powell looks like a Ben.
He does.
He
He
does.
does look like
He doesn't look like
but
a
she does
Glenn.
not look like a Bay. That's not even. Is that even a name?
I don't think
I
I've met
think
anyone.
it's B.
B.
Like Beatrice.
Even worse.
B.
It's
Oh, I see the shortened name.
trying
Maybe.
to think of like a character in the movie saying it. I think it is B.
Yeah,
Well, this is the guy who
Okay.
did Easy A, which I
Yeah.
do like Easy A, but that's because of Emma Stone, not because
Yeah.
of the way the movie was actually written or directed.
Yeah. Well, Emma
Yeah.
Stone carried that film.
Yeah,
Nice.
nice.
But yeah, but Anyone But You is takes a back seat to our next review. Unfortunately, I haven't had the opportunity to watch this yet, and it's been one of my most anticipated movies since 2022. I've been keeping an eye out on this movie for a long time. It finally released, which is Michael Mann's newest movie, Ferrari, about Enzo Ferrari, starring Adam Driver, who I think is one of the best actors going right now. Motherfucker is on a roll, even despite having shitty movies in between. Um, but Harry, I believe you're the only one who to have seen it.
Yeah.
Please tell us your thoughts on Ferrari.
I echo everything you said. I love Adam Driver. I think, like, spoilers, he's fantastic in this.
Shocking.
I love
What?
Adam
No.
Driver. I think my favorite fact about Adam Driver, he used to be a fucking Marine. So everyone needs to remember this when we're interviewing him. Because there's now a viral clip of him online, if you guys have seen this, where he's getting interviewed by, like, I think it's like doing a Q&A
Chris?
at Chris, I'm not sure, but
No, sorry, I thought you were going a different direction.
no,
Never
it's
mind.
a Q&A at like a festival or like after a screening, and someone asked, it goes, it's like, the film's great, but I do feel that the car race scenes and the crash scenes are really cheesy. What do you think about that? And people need to learn that he used to be a fucking Marine, that he probably has bodies, okay? Because he just straight up goes, fuck you, I don't know, next question. It's like, what a rude thing to ask. After seeing this, the crash scenes, the race scenes, they're great. They're fucking awesome. It's Michael Mann being Michael Mann. They're very, very high octane, adrenaline inducing, close form. Where to start with this movie? It's kind of, when I was going into this movie, I kind of go in, I don't watch any trailers, as you guys know. I just want to know more about the creation of Ferrari and who Enzo is. So this very much picks up. This is a window in the life of Ferrari. It's not like you start at the beginning of his life to the end of his life. This is just going over like basically 1 year of his life where the company of Ferrari is in the fucking pits. He's focused on the reputation of Ferrari, basically like how he doesn't want to sell out to anyone, and it's all around racing, and racing's going to sell this brand. Whilst everyone else in the company around him's like, we've got to make a deal with Ford, we've got to make a deal with another company, Fiat, whatever. He doesn't want to do that because he knows that he'll lose control of the company, and this is his legacy. So going into this, if you're going to go see this, please don't think it's going to be another Ford versus Ferrari where it's just non-stop, like, he must win Le Mans. Like, it's not going to be that. There is race scenes, and particularly the third act, and they're fucking awesome. But that's not the focus of the film. The focus of the film is the downfall and the rise of Ferrari, and the actual motivations that this man has as a human. Shout out to Penelope Cruz. She's fantastic in everything she does, but she plays his wife, who's fantastic in this. Every scene that she's in, she just plays this absolute, like, overwhelmed emotional wife that is just not only just she's not my favorite thing about it, she's not just a wife. Like, you can make this story and just put her in and just be like, she's just his wife, like maybe she gets too emotional or something, whatever. She's like a full-on business partner in Ferrari, and very much is like there's a moment in the movie where they're talking about money, and he's just like, oh, my wife handles the money, she's bossy with it. You're like, then you just know, like, she fucking knows where every cent is of this fucking business. And Ferrari isn't Ferrari unless it's for her. This is a fucking really, really, really great movie, I believe. It's not for everyone. Coming out of this, like, it is not for everyone. Adam Driver embodies this character fully, just down to his mannerisms. Just like the first scene, he's just walking through a location. I don't want to say where, but he's walking through a location, and you just see his walk. I'm like, that isn't Adam Driver. And, like, it's so good.
He's really good at morphing into characters.
He's a chameleon, for sure. He's really, really great at that. I adore him in this. Going through the film, I was like, at the end of the second act, I was like, this is a high 3.5, low 4. The third act for me is fucking exceptional, and brought it up to 4.5. Like, that good. There's one.
Did it make your top 10 of 2023?
It'd make top 20 It might make top
Okay.
15. I don't think it'll make top 10 because it'd have to
Damn,
be
I can't
Beau's
remember how many.
Afraid. Sorry.
Yeah. I can't remember how you guys gave so many 4.5s last year.
Yeah.
It shocks me. Like I had 4s in my top 10, like
Yeah.
4 out of 5s.
I know, man. We
Fucking
just
crazy.
we like to we like to love.
Yeah, I like to hate.
But no, yeah, like this would have to beat Beau's Afraid, and I think maybe on rewatch, maybe, but like right now, Beau's Afraid is higher than.
I was just curious.
No, that's good. But there's one scene in particular of this movie that, if you've seen it, you know the exact scene that rivals the Trinity test as the best scene of last year. The whole audience, I had a packed crowd. Whole audience for like a good 10 seconds was fucking silent, and it was fucking nuts to see. But I really, really liked this movie. This character of Enzo, you can't like you love him and you hate him. He does some stuff in this movie and before the movie, like his character, what he's done, you don't agree with. But then, throughout the movie, you see why, and like all these sort of like revelations happen about his life, and you're like, you feel pity for him, but you also respect the fuck out of him for what he's created. But the one thing that I like draw away from this movie is that he just never. The one thing he wanted to leave was a legacy, and he didn't want to lose creative control. He wanted Ferrari to be known as him, known as like this thing that he stood for, and didn't want it to be changed. And to that, he's fucking succeeded because it's still run by the Ferrari family today. So absolutely well done. This movie's great. The third act is high octane. It is fucking nuts. That one scene blew me away. It is fucking awesome. I really, really like Ferrari wholeheartedly. Go see it just for Adam Driver and Penelope Cruz's performance. Shailene Woodley's in there as well. She's really good. But Michael Mann he just does this thing with adrenaline. I don't like, not many filmmakers can do it, where he just, even in a discussion or conversation scene, where it's just two characters talking, the tension between them is fucking. Oops, sorry, I bumped my mic. The tension between them is fucking nuts, and not many filmmakers can do that, just to produce like this fucking adrenaline-inducing anxiety in any sort of scene. So well done. Go see Ferrari. Over to you, Byron.
I will first chance I get.
Yeah.
Good man. You'll love it. I reckon you'll come out of it being like, if you come out of that and say the Napoleon's better, I swear to God, we're going to have an issue. We're having an issue. We're going to have it out.
Cool, we can have a fucking issue.
No, we'll see. I think you'll like Ferrari better.
I certainly hope so. I'm a big fan of Michael Mann's work. I don't think I've given him a negative rating before.
Have you seen Blackout?
No. Is
Okay.
that
That's the Chris
Hemsworth?
one. Yeah.
Okay. I've put a lot of I've put like I believe I've got the rest of his filmography on my watch list because I've got a list of directors that I want to just finish off. Like Ridley Scott's at the top of that.
Yeah.
And then Michael Mann might be the next one, to be honest.
Nice.
But speaking of Michael Mann, we will be talking about his 1995 Heat, the greatest heist movie of all time, and what I think to be one of just the greatest movies of all time. Harry, I will throw it to you for a breakdown, please and thank you.
Should we do like our first little quick takeaways, our first reviews, what we think of it?
Yeah, please. Please.
I can go first.
Yeah, you can go first.
Yeah, it's all me now. This is me. My turn. No, I love Heat. Heat's always been in the top 10 of all time for me. We were discussing of what movies to watch to kick off the 90s month that we are doing for January. And when Ash said, I have never seen Heat, like the cartoon in Looney Tunes where dollar signs come up in their eyes? That's what I was seeing.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I was like, oh my God, let's rewatch Heat. And I did it a couple of days ago, rewatched it. And the whole time I was just glued to the screen. This is the quickest 3 hours in movies, I believe. It is exceptional. It's down to just how precise Michael Mann is about the performances. You can give Michael Mann all the props he can have, but the performances are to De Niro and Pacino here. You put these two powerhouses on screen, they're going to produce brilliance. And we can speak about that one specific fucking scene that they're in together. That is the greatest scene in cinema, I believe. But this movie is incredible on all realms. Performance is amazing, action amazing. The script is so tight Like even just down to the blue haze filter on it, where you feel like you're in LA. Like it's amazing. I love this movie so much. This
I think
is
Michael Mann hates blue.
yeah, yeah. This very much is the best heist movie of all time. This is one of the best thrillers, action movies of all time. Whatever you want to put next to it, whatever genre it is, it's one of the best of all time. I will always watch this religiously every single year. I fucking just adore this movie. Ash, what did you think about your first watch?
I hated it.
Yeah,
No,
I
I'm
knew
just
it.
kidding.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine?
You guys would literally kick me off this podcast. No, I loved it. I'm a huge crime movie junkie. A lot of my favorite movies are in that like sector of movie. I feel like I haven't seen as many heist movies, so I was actually really excited to watch this one because we watched Thief for. God, was that like our first episode of Watchlist Book Club? It was one of the very first ones
It was like
we
top
did.
five.
So
It was like the first five. The first one we did was City of God.
okay, that's right. It was at least like a year ago, almost
Yeah.
like to the day. So I already knew like kind of what he could do. But I feel like Thief is a little bit more of like a simplistic story, whereas this, there's a lot going on because there's a lot of characters and a lot of coordination that goes into obviously what they're doing. So it was just like a big epic version of like what he already kind of showed he can do with Thief. So I was excited and it definitely delivered. Yeah, I think I echo everything you said as far as like initial thoughts. I was shook when I saw Natalie Portman on the screen. I was like, first I was like, is that Millie Bobby Brown? Wait, no, she wasn't
Is
born
that
then.
Millie Bobby Brown?
They look so much
How
alike
old
when
is-
she was little.
Millie Bobby Brown wouldn't be born then. No.
No, she's like 19. So
Yeah.
I knew I was joking. I
Yeah.
knew it wasn't her, but they look so much alike when Natalie Portman was younger. So yeah, that was kind of like, it's like, whoa, I
Yeah,
forget that she
she-
started acting so young.
Now you say it, I do see the resemblance. I can't unsee that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely there. It's like the British version of Natalie Portman. But yeah, the blue. I mean, I just could like I was counting like how many scenes there were that didn't have blue in them. There was
Yeah.
maybe like 2 in the
Yeah.
entire film.
Yeah, I
Um,
think the diner scene had a grey haze, I think.
Everything's but it's still blue-ish. Like
Yeah.
there's always
Yeah.
still a blue
It's like-
undertone to everything.
Like the grays, it's like every like shade of gray just has like a tint of blue in there.
Yeah, and it's like as simple as like even like the guy's tie. You know, if there's no blue in it, it's like Al Pacino's tie has like a little bit of like blue checker or something in it. It's just the detail was insane. I love Al Pacino as a cop. I like in Insomnia. I love like he's just such a good cop. He
He's-
just plays it so perfectly.
His one-liners are the best.
They're
Shout
so
out.
good.
Shout out Insomnia.
Yeah, shout out
wait.
Insomnia. Anyways, I won't keep going on, but my initial thoughts are I love it. Yeah, I echo everything you said. I really love the shots and like the background music, just kind of going on with all the hecticness.
Yeah.
And I loved like the build up to that final moment, like that final like third act. The build up is fantastic.
Yeah. Byron, what do
Yeah,
you
this
think?
whole movie is best way I can describe it. It's just fucking sick, you know. Just like Harry said, it's one of the best crimes of all time. It's one of the best thrillers of all time. It's one of the best action movies of all time. It's the greatest heist movie of all time. It's one of the best movies of the 1990s. It's now Michael Mann's best movie for me.
Did you have Thief
Until
above
I
it?
rewatch. I did have Thief above it,
Okay.
not by a whole lot. I rank all my 5 out of 5s. I think. Wait, where did I say? Okay, well, Heat was here, and then Thief was just like 3 or 4 spots above it. I rewatched Heat, and it jumped up to inside my top 35 movies of all time. So I'm just on a kick of rewatching 5 out of 5s now because they're all changing around, and I fucking love it.
Nice.
But yeah, this is my I believe first time rewatching Heat. I only watched it for the first time last year after I believe Alex wouldn't shut the fuck up about it. It was either Alex or Harry. One
It was
of
probably me. I think I got Alex
Sounds like
to watch
something
it.
Harry would do.
Yeah, like I fucking Heat's one of my favorite movies of all time, man. I love
Yeah,
this movie.
yeah. You guys wouldn't leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah,
So
you're welcome.
I
You're
caved in.
welcome.
Yeah. Chill. Thank you.
Yeah. all right.
But yeah, no, it's a masterpiece.
It absolutely
It's
is.
a true masterpiece.
Indeed.
Nice. All right,
So
so
now, please for a breakdown. Please and thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. So I've got this broken down into 3 parts, or 3 acts, but I call it 3 parts for this because it's not really acts, it's more just like what each part represents.
Three waves.
Yeah, for sure.
Heat
So
waves.
feel free to interrupt me as I go, and yeah, that's funny. And we can like talk about like whatever you would like throughout it. But part one is introduction and respect, is what I call it. Where we get the introduction of Neil McCauley and his gang pulling off an elaborate heist on an armored money truck. I think this scene is really amazing just to show the precise precision that this team has in planning everything, down to even just the first wave of getaways, down to the timing of when the cops are going to come. I think this is really good showcasing the intelligence of McCauley. We get the Wangro introduction, and for me, this is a representation that life of crime, all it takes is one crack to bring an empire down. This guy is a fucking little ant. He's a scum piece of shit, but he's, as we know, I'm spoiling the entire film here, so if you care about spoilers,
if you've never
sorry.
seen Heat, don't watch this episode.
Yeah.
Just go save it for
I'm
later.
sure if people wanted to watch Heat and didn't want to learn anything about it, they wouldn't have clicked on this video.
Yeah, they're 35 minutes in being like, oh, hopefully they don't speak about spoilers. But yeah, like this guy, in comparison to McCauley, is a nothing. He's a no one. But he is a crack that brings down his entire empire. We get the introduction of Vincent Hanna and his life beyond the badge with his wife and stepdaughter, which at times seems like, right now, at that time, seemed like it was bulletproof. He has a wife that loves him and a stepdaughter that adores him. And this, again, is his representation of his empire on his side. And you can see throughout the film that all it takes is one crack to bring that all fucking down. These are great introductions showing these men at the top of their desired professions, but they also garner respect from everyone around them. So Macaulay gets everyone around him, like, responds to his word, and everyone around him absolutely just respects him to the highest of their ability, and the same can be said about Hannah on his side. The gang try and sell their bearer bonds back to the original owner, and he tries to kill the gang, or specifically Macaulay, to which comes out one of the best quotes of the movie, where he's just like, I'm talking to an empty telephone, because there's a dead man on the end of this fucking line. I think that's one of the best lines of the movie. I think it's fucking amazing. But then, of course, we see Macaulay meet Edie, and immediately falls for her, and this is just breaking every rule in his book. What do you guys think about Edie? Because my first opinion about Edie, after seeing this movie, their relationship is a fantasy. I don't think their relationship is real. This is just what he'd hoped for, but it's not who he is.
Yeah.
And I think she likes the idea of like this, like,
going to New Zealand,
chase, or like an unrealistic, like, fantasy kind of relationship.
Yeah.
He also seems like he'd be a little too old for her, but I don't know.
Welcome to the 90s films. Welcome to 90s.
I was thinking that I was thinking this. I think that I thought that when I first watched it, and I thought it again when I rewatched it. I was just like, this looks fucking weird.
Yeah.
No, she's great.
Movies.
I love their relationship. Yes, I very much, and I'll go to why in part 3, but I'll go to why I think that I do think that she's just a representation of his fantasy. But part 2, I've called planning, precision, and dedication. So they come up to a job that they're given by their marker, which is played by John Voight, who's awesome in this movie.
Shout out Nicolas Cage's dad in National Treasure.
Amen. I love John Voight so much. But they plan to rob 12.2 million, which is more than they'd ever planned to rob, which again shows how Macaulay's mindset is starting to deteriorate. He wouldn't have taken this job. It's way too risky. He doesn't do anything like this. He knows that Wangro is out there, that escaped him after they tried to kill him after he fucked up the job. This is way too much money. He knows that the heat's on his tail, but he still takes it because, again, his mindset is starting to deteriorate, and he's not getting as careful as he once was. Hannah tracks Macaulay down and invites him for coffee. This scene is incredible. It shows two men, the cat and the mouse, both with the utmost respect for one another. They acknowledge each other for both being at the top of their fields, but they wouldn't want to take each other out, but they need to in accordance to the dedication towards each other's fields. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do anything else. Neither do I. I don't want to much either. Neither do I. Macaulay also says one of the greatest quotes there goes, I do what I do best. I take scores. You do what you do best. Try to stop guys like me. amazing. I love this representation of these two guys just sitting opposite each other's, because it's very much two kings on the eve of battle breaking bread. That's all it is. And like it represents, like, skip forward to part 3 where Macaulay dies and Hannah's holding his hand as he dies because he doesn't want him to be alone. They're both the same person, just on different sides of the badge. This is an exceptional representation in this movie of these two people, that they're not enemies. Like they're enemies on the sake of profession and morality, but they're very much like, in terms of respect, they don't hate each other at all. Like they don't want to kill each other. They like, this is the respect between them. Those two are brilliant. And at the end of part 2, we of course got the great heist that goes ahead, but because of the cracks of the planning subconscious of Macaulay, he didn't see the breadcrumbs that were being set up with Trejo not being there. That should have easily been a red flag. They should have tracked down Wangro before they do anything here, and they should have double-checked everything in terms of their ins with the police. So Hannah and his team intercept them, and everything goes up in flames. Only Macaulay and Chris Shiherlis, which is Val Kilmer, make it out alive. What do you think about Val Kilmer? Because we said this in our chat. Bring Ashley Judd back. She is a star in this film. I love their relationship.
She's so beautiful in this movie. I just couldn't stop looking at her.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to. I'm going to jump all around because I just saw it for the first time, so I apologize. My thoughts about this movie are not in order, but God, that scene when she goes out to look at the car and like just the look they give each other before she comes back in, and she's like, "It's not him." I was like, "What is she gonna do? What is she gonna do?" Like I was just like so unsure of what she was gonna do, and then her face when like she was like they were gonna go check him, and she didn't know obviously that he had like a new ID and all of that. She just looked like so broken. Like she was like she just loved him so much, even though he was kind of a piece of shit to her.
No, he was. For sure he was. But
he loved her.
He loved her. He said the line to, that's one of, like, we'll go through favorite scenes, but one of my favorite scenes is when Chris wakes up on Macaulay's floor in his apartment, and they had that discussion, and Macaulay's kind of like reiterating to him, he's just like, this, I've got it written down, he goes, "Don't let yourself get attached to anything you are not willing to walk out in 30 seconds flat if you feel the heat coming around the corner." Great line. But then Chris goes back to her, and he says, like, "My sun rises and sets with her." And it's just like, and he goes, "Yeah?" He goes, "Yeah." I guess, okay. He's like,
why can't men just be happy? Why do they gotta rob shit and like just to get away from their wives?
Because it's cool.
It looks fucking cool.
Because it's cool, Ash. Yeah, it's cool.
Just be happy, man.
Yeah, this guy needs therapy. But that scene's so good. That's so good.
It's really good. Yeah, I really like their relationship as far as like all the couples in the movie is my favorite. Yeah. And I feel like they had a little bit less screen time than some of the other ones, but I really enjoyed them.
Yeah, they're the only one that actually felt kind of real. I liken that towards like the like father-daughter relationship that Hannah has with what's her name, the stepdaughter, the Lauren. I think it is Lauren.
Yeah, I think it is Lauren.
Natalie Portman.
I can't remember.
Natalie Portman. I think it's Lauren. I think that's a very real relationship. I think that the relationship that Hannah has with his wife is just so toxic, I believe, on both sides.
It gives off this is my third wife, which is the point, I think. Like it gives off like the energy of like he's gonna do this again. Like he's going to be married again probably at some point. Like he's not dedicated in the same sense that you would normally be in a marriage.
Yeah, and he got that whole like back and forth where he's like, I told you, you'd be like when we hooked up, babe. He said, I love it. He says that it's like this 55-year-old man saying, when we hooked up, babe, then like you'd be sharing me with every bad cat in the city. And then instead she goes and sleeps with a bloke named Ralph.
Yeah,
fucking Ralph.
That's also one of the lines. It's like, you can sleep with my wife, you can use her sheets, but you don't watch my fucking television. Like, it's so good.
Oh, bro.
Man,
the amount of intensity that comes out of that man is fucking insane.
Oh, so good. It's like he reads the script and then he just puts like one line in the script in all in caps. It's like, don't waste my motherfucking time.
I love that scene in the earlier on in the club when he's trying to get the information out of the guy.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what he says, but
Mm.
he just like spits out some shit at him,
A
and the guy's
whole yeah,
like,
a whole
"Oh."
bunch of just loud noises.
It's so good. It's just
I wish I
like,
could remember the lines right now, but it's just so fucking funny.
she's got a big ass. Yeah, I love him. I love him so much. But I do agree that I think her name's Charlene, is Ashley Judd. Charlene and Chris's relationship is like the one that like is real. Like you can tell they got a kid as well, and very much like they're all or nothing towards each other. Like sure, it's toxic and towards how they act. That's I do believe that's all because of Chris is getting all these scores and gambling it away. So it's like, and she very much rightfully says, "Why are you risking everything for $8,000?" So and like they got a kid to look after, they got a family. So that's kind of what the catalyst is there. But at the end of the day, they do love each other unconditionally. Like
Do you guys like the parallels that they do with like all of them out with their wives at like
yeah,
the dinner, and then all the cops are out with their wives like it's like they parallel the same version of the same
Yeah.
the same life, but they're doing different things,
I
but they
love
all
it.
kind of follow the same like
Yeah,
path.
yeah,
I,
that goes to Michael Mann. Like
Yeah.
Michael Mann knew what the fuck he was doing with every part of this movie.
I love I love that scene though. Where they're out with dinner with their wives because, like Tom Sizemore's wife gets like a necklace, and all the guys like, don't ask him where that came from. Like it's like they just robbed a bank. Like that's fucking awesome.
Are these
love
women
that.
really like that? Like they don't know what's happening?
Yeah,
This goes over their
exactly.
head. Eh?
But then we move on to part 3, which I've called Destruction and Blind Rage. So this is where you see the true repercussions of this case on Hannah's life in particular. He neglects his family to a point where his wife cheats on him with some bloke named Ralph. I love Ralph. Shout out to Ralph. He's the MVP of this movie. And this goes beyond the point to where the stepdaughter Lauren tries to kill herself, but she chooses to do it in the hotel of Hannah. So that's why I think that their relationship is something special.
I literally gasped out loud when I saw her in that bathtub.
Yeah.
I was not ready
Yeah.
for that.
That scene where he's
Yeah.
just like, "Come on, baby, come on, we'll be okay."
You get like that. You
It got real
you get
dark.
the hints that like something like that was going to happen, but you don't actually like fully like
Yeah.
know it's going to happen until he opens the door. So it's like fuck.
Yeah, I knew something was bad
Right.
because he walked into the hotel and the whole ground around the bathroom was all wet on the
I saw that
carpet.
too.
I was just like, "Is that the sliding?" Because I completely when I watched this, I watch so many movies a year. I completely forgot that she tried to kill herself in the movie. That I was like, "Oh shit, there it is." But yeah. So yeah, absolutely. Chris Shiherlis, need a better name, man. But
Just
Val
call him Chris.
Kilmer. Val Kilmer gets away with the help of his wife Charlene, played by the wonderful, fantastic, incredible Ashley Judd. I've got that in my notes right there. Bring her back. Church of Ashley. Macaulay and Edie are home free. They have an insane needle in the haystack moment where they can get out of Dodge and have their life of their own, a fantasy life. But his life, his subconscious of planning and pride have been absolutely destroyed, and Macaulay won't be able to live with himself if he doesn't have his revenge. This isn't him. Like going off and escaping, that's not him. So killing Wangro, the man that has been the catalyst of the destruction of his very well-being, the end is the end of his everything.
He popped a cap in that motherfucker on the.
I loved that.
Was it a couch that he fell into? I don't even remember
Couch.
what he fell into. Just the window.
That was a couch where he's just like, "Look at me," and he looked at that was
Oh,
that was so gold. But even though he has his new life, one with peace, one with Edie, that was only ever a fantasy to him. And the hotel scene happens, showing again his precision. He's like, he had no time to plan this, but he still did it almost like absolutely perfect. Where he like went in from the basement, did the fire alarm with the lift, elevator, etc., etc. But then the final shot happens, final shootout happens, and Hannah gets the drop on Macaulay and shoots him. He holds his hand while he dies, as they are the same person, just on opposite sides of the force, opposite sides of the badge. The respect and admiration that they have one another goes way past a heist, and that is.
Told you, I'm never going back.
I told you, I ain't never.
That
going
is
back.
my favorite quote of That's my
Yeah.
favorite quote of the movie.
Amen.
I fucking love that.
I
It's
liked
one,
that
it's
last
one of my
one.
favorite endings I think of all
Mhm.
time.
Oh, wholeheartedly, it is such a powerful
Like,
ending. Because if it was just a
he's
shootout,
in
it's
top
just a
five.
shootout, right? But the fact that
Yeah.
he stood with him and like held his
Yeah.
hand, I was just like, this
Exactly.
is so good. This is so good.
I was actually really curious where it was going after like her and him just kind of like looked at each other for a long, long time and he ran away. I was like, I'm curious like how this is gonna end. And I was expecting them to have like a the two of them going up against each other, but I was not expecting that.
Yeah. No,
It was great.
It was unreal. It was unreal. But that is the breakdown of Heat. So, well done, me. Over to you,
Nice.
Byron.
Well done, you. We obviously all rate it at a 5 out of 5. One of the greatest movies of all fucking time.
Amen.
I believe we are moving on to our draft of the day. Correct?
Sure.
So we are doing a Robert De Niro and Al Pacino draft, which I'm very, very interested to see where people go, because we are talking about two of the biggest actors and, in my opinion, best actors of all time. Their filmographies are fucking insane. Ash, watch more of it. So we're doing 5 picks each. Ash will be going first. Harry will be going second, and the notorious, aka the Looks Good, will be going third. So I'm kind of scared. So Ash, I will throw it to you. Number 1 pick. Pressure's on.
All right. Well, I'm between two, but I think honestly,
Go Little Fockers.
yeah, I'm gonna go with Goodfellas.
Oh, Goodfellas. Good pick.
Yeah,
Sure.
that was the 1-1 in my opinion.
I was tempted to take Heat, but
Yeah.
I'll take Goodfellas.
Nah, Goodfellas
Yeah,
is
well, I
good.
wonder what Harry's. Yeah, what Harry's got. Go on, Harry.
I'm gonna go Little Fock. No. I'm gonna go.
He said it.
I'm gonna go The Godfather. I think The Godfather is a good pick for 1-1.
Okay, I thought you might have. I thought you might have held out.
No. Because would you have taken Godfather if I hadn't?
Yes.
Yeah. It'd be weird if that didn't.
I wasn't sure if you were just I thought you might have valued Heat just a little too much to pass it up.
Not fair.
Because it isn't gonna get back. First round pick is gonna be Heat.
Yeah, fair
Nice.
play. I respect the hell out of that, man.
Yeah,
I was tempted to take it because it's like fresh on the mind, but
in my eyes, the 3 that have just went are the 3. Out of all of them, it's just so many.
Yeah, there's a
movies in
lot.
here, but,
There's a lot.
My second rounder, I'm gonna go Taxi Driver.
Damn it.
Um,
Okay, good work.
I think it's arguably still could have went first round. I mean, all of these movies are just fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll go Taxi Driver at 2.
No, I love that pick. That's a really good pick, Byron. Well done.
Thank you.
Second round pick, I'm going to go Raging Bull.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, damn.
They have, the potential to do more.
I
Robert De Niro
know.
movies.
What the fuck? The 5 out of 5.
Okay. I'm again between two. I have back-to-back picks though, right?
Yeesh.
You do indeed.
Okay. I am gonna take Casino because I really enjoy that movie.
Fuck.
That was never getting back to you, Byron. That was never getting back to you.
I love Casino. I might move it to a 5 out of 5.
And then I think could be a little recency bias, but I think it's a fantastic
Kills.
movie. I'm gonna take Killers of the Flower Moon.
Yeah.
I had a feeling that would go reasonably early.
Yeah, that's a good one. Okay. Now we get into kind of the nitty gritty where they're all like brilliant films for sure, but like.
Oh yeah, it's a very. This is like one of the most stacked drafts we've done.
Yeah, we have.
And it's between 2 fucking actors.
I know. But there's 2 in particular that I want, and I'm kind of just gonna wing it that you're not gonna pick the other one. I think you're definitely gonna pick that one. I don't think you'll touch that. I'm really unhappy that you took Taxi Driver, but I can't take sequels, right? Because I've already taken The Godfather.
Nah, fuck that. Nah, do it.
Nah, because it sounds like you don't want it. I'm gonna take Dog Day Afternoon.
I really want to watch that movie. It's on my watch
All right,
list.
cool. I'll take Yeah, sweet. I'll take The Godfather Part 2.
Yeah, cool. I honestly, it wouldn't make my
I think it's
top 5, to be honest.
not too far behind the first one.
Nice.
It's, I believe, in my top 15 of all time.
Nice.
And then I will go. Fuck, man.
I know. This is where it gets kind of hard, right? There's so many still on the board.
I'm gonna go with a movie that I still think is slept on. Like, more people should watch it. That is The Deer Hunter.
Damn it! I was gonna pick Deer Hunter. Yeah, well done. Yeah, well done.
Deer Hunter is fucking elite.
It is. I think it's De Niro's best performance, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh no, Taxi Driver then Deer Hunter.
What a claim that is.
Taxi Driver then Deer Hunter for sure. Actually. Okay. Wow, that's awesome. All right. What would Ash pick? Ash, if I tell you movies, can you tell me if you've seen them or not?
No.
Damn. Fair enough.
Amsterdam.
Yeah.
You just proved that you're trying to screw me over versus go with what people would vote for, Harry.
Yeah, that's true.
Shark
Hey,
Tale?
it's all strategy. Sure.
Shark Tale.
Hey, Shark Tale's not bad, guys. All right, leave it be.
It is when you look at the movies that are on here.
Yeah, well, I'm going. Oh, have we not picked that? Shit, this is tough now, man.
And I'm scared.
I'm gonna go Scarface.
So there's one. I was just gonna say that's one I'm surprised it's still not gone.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Scarface. So yeah, I like Scarface. I don't like it as much as Dog Day Afternoon though.
I got Scarface at a 4 out of 5.
That's your final 2.
All right.
Here we go.
I haven't seen as many of you guys anyways, so now that it's back to me to finish it off, I'm going with 2 that are from one of my favorite directors of all time. So I'm going to take Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Nice.
We got to get some Al Pacino on my list because the first 3 I got were all just De Niro.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to end it with one of Tarantino's more underrated movies, and that is Jackie
Brown.
Nice.
I like Robert De Niro in that movie. It's kind of a different character than I'm used to seeing him play, but I like it.
I think the movie's great too.
I love that movie.
I think I have a high 3.5, I think. Low 4 maybe.
That's great. My 5th round pick is a newer type film. I'm going to go Joker.
Oh, yeah, I forgot he's in that.
Yeah, I knew Byron was going to pick that. When I was still like,
fuck you, man.
I was like, bitch. Byron's going to pick that. In my mind was like, he's going to leave that to the 5th. He's going to leave that to the 5th. Yeah. All right, Little Fuckers is still on the board, mate.
It's the biggest. It's the biggest.
Do you want the intern? You can pick the intern. Intern's still on the board.
I forgot about the intern.
Everyone forgot about the
intern. Where the little baby is like,
that's Meet the Fockers. That one's Meet the Fockers.
That's Meet the Fockers. That's right.
Also, Meet the Fockers
is literally at the top of my list, man. Oh, it's so.
Yeah, it's a shame, man. It's a shame. Shouldn't have taken Deer Hunter. Should have taken Joker.
You know what's funny is Meet the Parents was my introduction to Robert De Niro. Like when I was a kid.
Circle of Trust, fucker. Circle of Trust.
Ever.
Fuck yeah.
And then I will go last pick.
There's still a couple on the board that I'm surprised haven't been picked. Like there's
still some good ones.
Fuck it. I'm gonna take, I believe, my highest rated movie left.
Jack and Jill.
And I will go The Irishman.
Yeah, good pick. I love The Irishman.
I think a lot of people give that movie shit for being too long.
Yeah, but the same people that didn't like Kills
Fuck
of the Flower
those
Moon.
people.
So, yeah, some people.
Yeah, I think Kills of the Flower Moon is longer.
Because, I think
people, because I saw videos and it's just like people complaining on like, oh, I don't like how Martin Scorsese made The Irishman so long. It's just like, and it's like cuts the Martin Scorsese. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a movie fucking longer. Yeah. Fuck you.
Eat it. Nice. So Ash had Goodfellas, Casino, Kills of the Flower Moon, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Jackie Brown. Harry.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good 5 actually. Harry had I didn't mean to say actually. It's not that I was surprised, Ash. It was just like that's a really good 5. Harry had The Godfather, Raging Bull, Dog Day Afternoon, Scarface, and Joker. Yeah. And Byron had Heat, Taxi Driver, Godfather
Bang.
Part 2, Deer Hunter, The Irishman. Well done. The ones that missed out, we had Meet the Parents missed out, of course. The Untouchables, I think, is fantastic.
Haven't seen it.
Oh, you would love The Untouchables. It's a mob movie. It's great. It's all
Yep.
about bringing down Al Capone. Carlito's Way, Serpico, Donnie
Haven't seen it.
Brasco. You haven't seen Donnie Brasco?
No, Serpico I have seen though. Serpico is fucking good.
Yeah. Watch Donnie Brasco. You would love Donnie Brasco. But well done.
Oh, it's on the list. It's on the list.
So let us know in the comments who you think won.
Byron, me, the Notorious. Let's go. Little
It's
boys,
gonna be
let's
a
go.
tough one. I think it's gonna come down to people like. I feel like those
I
are
think
all good lists. So.
I think every movie on there, I don't think doesn't deserve to be on the list. So
This was honestly a harder draft than when Alex, Harry, and I drafted like movies from like entire decades.
yeah,
Yeah, you have two of the best actors of all time.
That was kind of just overwhelming though.
yeah, that was annoying.
Oh well,
Over you.
that concludes episode 13 of the Love, Death, and Movies podcast. Please rate us 5 stars on Spotify, like and subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter /X. I'm going to call it Twitter because X fucking sucks. I think that's everything, and we will see you next week for episode 14. Goodbye.